Hey guys, Lord Naren White here, the Holy Ghost, the one true God. Back with you with the next video in my Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. Today, continuing Baldur's Gate 3 here at Underdark. And now with a lot of area to explore, I'm wondering where we should go. Let's read this ancient Selûnite journal. I can't sleep without the moon and stars. As a child, I prayed to them before I ever knew Selûne's name. Is that blasphemy? When I walk to battlements, the only light I see is the glow of their eyes, out there, waiting. I know the High Initiate is making a plan. He'll get us out of this. We're making a stand. Moon Maiden fair, lend us your light, to guide us home in dark of night, to keep us on the path of right, ever burning, ever. The last line of the prayer succumbs to blurring as if stained by something white. Staff of the Moon Maiden. Interesting. Staff of Crow seems better. Journal of High Initiate Jerry. Could this be? It always felt vainglorious to think my deeds worthy of a personal journal, but as I watched the drow mass outside our gate, I realized my arrogance is already of a far costlier sort. I see no harm in tipping the scales a little further. Not for me, but for those who followed me down into the dark. They deserve to be remembered. Initiate Norn Ramus, lost in the deep tunnels as we fell back from the drow. Initiate Thulk of the northern wastes, grazed by an arrow and succumbed to poison. Initiate Bree Brecken, who stood against a Drider with her only mason's hammer. And initiates they are, the entire company. They have seen and suffered too much to be called novices. We've collapsed to the tunnel behind, and have made ready to open the gate. Perhaps we can carve a path through. And if not, I enclose a list of names. Let the annals show that whatever their end, the cause was the same. One High Initiate Jairus wished to stamp his name in the history of his church. He sought to forge a path through the darkness, not realizing there are some places that light was never meant to touch. He was a fool.
Get back!
That's curious.
Looks empty.
I want to finish exploring like all of this before we push further, because there's a lot of stuff over here and I don't know if we're just like not exploring it correctly or what. Let's see where this crevice goes.
Not a chance I'll fit in there.
I don't have anybody like a gnome or a dwarf or anything who can fit through there, so. So that's definitely not something we want to explore just yet. Before we
How much
explore
farther can I go?
let's explore the rest of this place.
slender drow blade impales the stone before you, keeping a silent vigil.
You either grab the sword with both hands and pull, or what we will do, which is paladin religion, consider what the appropriate ritual would be. You have advantage, so that's good.
This blade was a warrior's sacrifice to Elistray. Blood can only be honored with blood.
We've either shed a few drops of blood onto the stone. Again, same grab, or what we will try, which is paladin charisma. Let your embodied oath pour through you. Grip the sword, prove your worth. This is like King Arthur, like pulling the sword. Oh. Oh, we got it. Wow.
It feels like you're warring with 10 people for the blade, but with another hard yank, the weapon slips free from the stone.
Valar alive. Wow. Very cool. Melody. That's actually melody. Interesting.
What's next?
At least things have stayed interesting. If not over, then through. Timasks, known to cause confusion. Best not get too close.
It's not easy. What is that thing?
Timask. The spores confuse the senses. Not sure what the other mushrooms are.
That's what they are. Talk to people over there. Let's save and go talk with him. Remember, we still also have to explore by this door. I have no idea what's behind this door, but I didn't seem to be able to explore it yet. So we'll get there when we get there. Let's explore over here first.
You were swallowed by a chorus of turbulent music. Through one creature sing many voices, the harmony of an entire collective.
Sovereign, he has come. He is here.
The choir fades. A single melody rises above the others, brassy and commanding.
I am sovereign.
You see a vision. Your lifeless body wrapped in fungal tendrils. The Sovereign is threatening you.
State your purpose.
You could say, focus on your parasite and connect with the Sovereign. Or, tell the truth of the parasite, you only seek safe passage and search for your treatment. Or, persuasion, I am a traveler seeking adventure. Or, insight, seek understanding, focus on the Sovereign's song. Intimidation, my purpose is private, let me pass and I will leave you unharmed. Or, oath of devotion, to do what is right. And be my
Fungal
leader.
roots weave through your mind, seeking your true intent. Then the Sovereign drones a new melody, cautious but welcoming.
Descend to me. Let us speak in flesh.
The persistent music coaxes you forward. The Sovereign expects you.
Wow. We seem to have passed. Before we go up there, let's explore everything here. I want to talk with this one. It's too damaged, okay.
Corpses. These creatures did battle with Dwergar.
Can you believe this is my first time in the Underdark? The world is so big!
Yeah, it is. Thanks to Naren Studios. I'm just so happy for this game. It's unbelievable.
The names of settlements are crossed out. Breachstone, Sinkhole, Salson, Lolth, Old Kell, Demons.
What is going on over here? Wow, this sword is even better than what I'm currently wearing. 5 to 17 versus 7 to 16? Oh no, wait, this is 7 to 19. It seems even better. Okay, so I've at least explored all the way down here. Seems to be nothing else over here. So let's go talk with Sovereign before we go explore over that way. There's a lot over there. We don't have all our spells, so let's try and not get into a fight for sure. Let's try and talk to them.
fungus and mold glaze the grotesque creature's face and body, a voice drifts into your mind as you gaze upon the misshapen servant.
Leave this one. Come to me. We must speak. Seek me. Seek the Sovereign.
Whoa. And we found a waypoint. Wow, that is freaking good news. That is some good news right there. We also found a vendor. Oh my god, dude. Just when we needed like a sign of anything. We found a vendor. You cannot make that up, man. This is great. Oh, he's got a lot of stuff.
Ah, a visitor. You're a welcome sight. But let us observe the customs of the locals.
The scholar's brow tenses. His voice spills into your skull, the spores connecting mind to mind.
Blurg, proud member of the Society of Brilliance, at your service. Or perhaps not. Your mind is far more complex than that of the fungi.
We can either say, do you have anything interesting to trade? Or, I've never seen a hobgoblin like you before. Or what we will say, which is, I've never heard of the Society of Brilliance.
Understandable. We are small in number and rarely stay in one place for long. My colleagues and I are working to improve conditions in the Underdark. This need not be such a dire, hostile place. It's curious to find a surface dweller here. What has brought you down so deep?
We could either say deception, collect mushrooms to sell on the surface. Honestly, I kind of got lost out here. Or what we will say, which is a mind flare infected me with the tadpole.
Truly remarkable. But why come to the Underdark, where they hold so much power?
We'll explain the whole story.
You were infected by an illithid tadpole? It's a miracle you're still intact. You must be worried sick, but have no fear. I have a friend who may be able to assist. Omelium!
I hope this is important, Blurg. My Zerkwood samples need constant attention.
It is. This adventurer has an illithid tadpole inside his head, but he hasn't turned.
No ceremorphosis? That's impossible, but intriguing. Are you looking to have it extracted?
Oh my god. Wow. Larian. What are we supposed to make of this? An illithid mind flayer walks out of nowhere with a hobgoblin vendor. I think I should have just talked with the Sovereign. I mean, what is this? So we could either say yes, absolutely, we'll get there, or a mind flayer die. Let's try and avoid that for now. Or sorry, Omelum, I'd rather not. No, we'll say an illithid is your friend? How is that possible?
I have broken free from the Elder Brain's yoke.
Wow.
I no longer serve the grand design. I ask that you refrain from violence, while I respect that your opinion of my kind may not change.
That's amazing. So what is the grand design?
A collective quest to eliminate the Gith and enslave all other humanoids. If that settles matters for the time being, would you like a diagnosis? Open your mind to me. Let us see what lurks within.
So I'm just gonna look up now what to do. here because I really don't know, honestly, what is right, so... Excuse me, my cat Lynx is on the table. Okay, let's trust Omelum. Relax and let Omelum's mind search your own.
As Omelum's mind pierces yours, the tadpole pulses with power. It feels 10 times its size. Alive, awake, almost smug.
This is most unusual. The incubation period should be complete, as should your transformation. But the larva is infused with strange magic. It appears to be in some form of stasis.
Let's first say what happens if that stasis goes away.
I can only theorize, but I suspect your transformation would be both agonizing and instantaneous.
I thought it was always agonizing, Omelium.
Well, yes, but that wasn't my point.
Let's say, can you extract the tadpole?
No. It appears to be shielded from physical and magical influence. And even without the shield, the extraction would involve severe cranial trauma.
We'll say that doesn't sound ideal.
It is not ideal. The process would surely kill you. But not to worry. Should you transform, I will happily perform a new examination.
Let's tell Omelium about the strange mind flare ship we were on.
A Nautiloid? Fascinating. I have never set foot on one myself. They were our warships during the greatest eras of the Illithid Empire. We ruled the entire astral plane from their decks. The design was lost when the Gith rebelled and ended our dominion.
We'll say thanks for the information.
Of course. I am sorry I cannot assist you in its removal. But I have an idea.
Oh, perhaps I should start taking notes.
There may be a way to bypass that stasis. There are many alchemical substances that can influence the mind.
We could say, no, I'm done with all this, or isn't the stasis why the tadpole hasn't killed me yet, or bypass? What kind of alchemy are we talking
A
about?
tincture distilled from a collection of rare mushrooms. They have subtle psionic influence. I would require a fresh ton of madness and Timisk spores. But be warned, in their natural state, both of these mushrooms can be quite dangerous. Timisks cause confusion in those that approach them. The tongue is self-explanatory.
So we'd say eating those doesn't sound like a great idea.
My formula will hamper the more harmful effects once the mushrooms are brewed into a potion. Your sanity, however much you possess, should remain intact.
Lovely. So where do I find these mushrooms?
The Underdark, of course, although they are quite rare, and their discovery perilous. I imagine Lenore would have them in her possession. She served Mystra as a cleric.
Why would a cleric have a bunch of dangerous mushrooms?
She is quite fond of her garden. Lenore has always been a lonely sort. Nature was her only companion. I offered her the chance to join the society, but she refused. Her experiments on Susa bark took priority.
Okay, we'll say alright, I'll come back when I find the mushrooms.
May your travels be safe and swift.
So that's really exciting.
I have never seen anything like it. Is my species evolving?
Welcome back. Have you made any new discoveries?
What do you have to trade? Well, let's actually continue the conversation first. I've never seen a hobgoblin like you before.
The feeling is mutual, friend. I have only passing familiarity with the surface races. But I found that there is as much to learn from an individual as there is from a community. So it is with the Myconids. They live in harmonious unity, but each has a unique personality.
Research in the Underdark sounds like a dangerous prospect.
Yes, but it has abundant natural resources. Spores, water orbs, Trillimac. I've studied them for years.
What have your studies uncovered?
This is not a wasteland. It is a glorious ecosystem. Every civilization here could thrive without conflict.
Do you have anything interesting to trade?
I do enjoy a good bargain. If anything in my private collection is to your liking.
Okay. Well, this is really cool. Boots of Genial Striding. I mean, this is like... wow. So we're gonna come back for this because this is freaking cool. Wow. So we've got a lot of stuff to look at here in terms of, you know, possibilities. So, yeah, so there's a lot of stuff we want to buy here, and we'll get back to
Very well. I have mushrooms to catalog.
Take care, Blurg. Blurg. That's where I'll go ahead and save the game and end there for this week. And next week's video will begin with getting some loot from here and continuing to explore the Underdark. And with that, I want to go ahead and say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.
It's difficult
Please
to
like, comment, and subscribe. As it greatly helps the channel. Light to be with you all. Take care, and thanks again.